Hello children, welcome to my channel English Lessons by Nupur Bakshi. Today we are going to do the third stanza of the poem The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. In this stanza, first I will read it out to you and then I will try to explain to you the meanings of the difficult words. Let's read. And both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I keep the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. Here, equally lay. The first line of this stanza, equally lay means they appeared to be the same. They means the road. So the roads, two roads, they appeared to be the same. Trodden black means the leaves that are turned black because of somebody walking on them. So if we are walking on the leaves, they are crushed under our feet and after some time they turn black. And then you can see that way leads on to way. So one road leads to another. So let us see the meaning of this stanza. On that morning, the poet says that on that particular morning when I was confronted, when I came across the two roads, on that morning both the roads appeared to be the same. They equally lay in front of me. I had both the options that were equal. Both the roads were similar and the leaves had not turned black. That means that nobody had walked on that particular road, and that is why the leaves had not turned black. Oh, and here O is the sound. That means it is one of the literary device that I will tell you. Okay, so O, that is the sound. He said that the road that I left that day, I will come for that some another day. So that means when the poet is making a choice, he has finally chosen one road. He's saying that maybe the road that I have left, I will come on this road some another day. That means the choice that I had left, the choice that I did not make, maybe sometime later I will make that particular choice that I had already left. Yet I knew means in deep down my heart, I knew that when I start walking on a particular road, it leads to two other options, and then I choose one more option, then it leads to one more road, and like this I keep on going from one road to another and to another and to another, which means that coming back to that first choice is very, very difficult. So here, to make you understand this, let's take your own example. As I told you that whatever choice, whatever career option you take, it will be very difficult for you to come back to this stage and choose a subject that you have left. So for example, if you have chosen commerce, it will be very difficult 15 years later to come back to 10+2 and choose biology as your subject. So thinking that I will take this option sometime later is completely wrong, because it is not practically possible. Once you have made the choice, that choice you cannot make again. Okay, and that is why the poet is saying that yet knowing how way leads on to way. So one after the other I will keep on leading to another road, then another road, then another road. I doubted if I should ever come back, and I know that it will be very difficult for me to come back to that option that I had not taken. Okay, and the poet makes us realize that once we have made a choice, it is very difficult for us to come back, and life will not give you that second chance. So this is your only chance to make a better option or choose a better option. So life will not give you a second chance. Life will not give you the time to come back to this particular age and to choose what you are given a choice right now. Okay, and that is why whatever choice you are making, you have to be very, very careful in making those choices. Why careful? This we will come to know in the last stanza. And before that, I will tell you the literary devices. So again, the first literary device which was common in both the previous stanzas is the rhyming scheme. Again, it is A, B, A, A, B. The A, so you can see that lay, day and way, they are similar sounding words. And then black and back is the second pair of similarly sounding words. Then the next literary device again is visual imagery. So visual imagery is what? When you are forced to imagine that particular scene in your head. That is visual imagery. And in the third line you can see the word O. So O is the sound, which is onomatopoeia. So that means these are the three literary devices that are used in stanza 3. Okay. So let's go to the last stanza, which is also the crux of this whole poem. Okay. And in this stanza 4, I can see that I had jotted down two words which I found I should tell you the meaning of. One is sigh. So sigh is a deep breath that we release with a sound. So if I say, this is a sigh. Okay. And then there's one more word which is hence. Hence means as a result. Let's read this stanza. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. So after many years means after 15-20 years, when the result of this choice will be seen, maybe the poet is saying that after choosing this option, after choosing between the two options, the poet is discussing the future. In this last stanza, the poet is discussing the future. He is saying that you will recollect, definitely after a few years, you will recollect this moment of the two choices that were in front of you. So after many years in future, you will definitely think about this particular moment where your life gave you two options to choose from. Okay. And the poet repeats his first sentence, which is two roads diverged. Okay. He repeats his first sentence and he says that when you become something in your life, you will definitely think about this particular moment when the life gave you the two options with a sigh, and you will think that that day I was given a choice and I made this choice, because of which I have become what I am today. And this sigh, this deep breath, can be a happy one, and it also can be a sad sigh of breath, because if the choice that you have made makes you successful in life, makes you happy, then definitely it will be a sigh of relief and contentment. But if the choice that you have made makes you unhappy in future, makes you feel that, oh, the option that I had left was a better one, then definitely that sigh is going to be a sad one. So the poet doesn't know what it is, what the future holds for you, but he claims, he says, he is very sure that definitely after a few years you are definitely going to think about that particular moment which made you choose between the two options and which has made you become the person you are today. And you will think about that moment with a sigh, and that sigh can be a happy one or a sad one depending on the person you have become. Again, the literary device here, the rhyming scheme here is A, B, A, A, B, because when you see the last words, sigh, in the third line I, fourth line by, sigh, I and by, these three are similar, and then hence and difference, it is similar. Okay. Then repetition. So here repetition is in two ways. One is when the words are repeated. So you can see in the second line, ages and ages. So ages and ages is what? Repetition of the word ages. And there's second type of repetition, which is the repetition of the whole line, the first line, which is the two roads diverged in a wood. And in this stanza, in the fourth stanza, the yellow wood is replaced by an I, because the poet wants to link himself to that particular moment when he was given the two options. That is why he has removed yellow woods with I, because he wants to link the two roads that diverged in front of me, and I have chosen the another one. Okay, and he's saying these last two lines are one of my favorite lines, and it says that I took the one less traveled. So he is saying that he has linked himself to this scene because this point of the two roads, of the two options that were in front of him, has made a huge difference in his life, has made him the person he is today. So it's not about the year that passed the previous year, it's not about 2 years back, it's about years back, about this particular moment when he had made a choice, and this choice has made the complete difference. Okay, and this part also has another literary device, which is symbolism. Okay, so when you use one particular thing to represent another thing, it is called symbolism. So here the two options in life are represented by roads. So here road is symbolizing the two options that are given to us by life. Okay, and that is why in this stanza we can see that the two roads diverged in a wood, and I took one less traveled. So I thought that the road which is less traveled, this road will be best for me, and I took this particular road, and that has made all the difference. So whatever I am today, it's only because of the choice that I had made that day. So years back, when I made this choice, that choice has made all the difference, and I in future can only think about that particular choice that I made. I cannot do anything about it because the choice is already made. I had already started walking on a particular road, and that is why no difference can be made now except thinking about my past. So here you can see how beautifully the poet has written. He's talking about the future and he's talking about the past at the same time. So I'll once again read the poem out for you and try to explain to you the overall meaning of this poem. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, I could not travel both. I could not take both the options, so I had chosen the option that was best suitable for me. And I looked down one, and be one traveller long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. So before making the choice, I had inspected both the roads, I had inspected both the options, I had analyzed both the options, and then I finally made a decision and I chose the road that I took today, and I made the choice that I have made today. Then took the other just as fair. So I finally made my choice and I started walking on that particular road. That means I made that choice and I took the option that was best suitable for me, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that passing there, had warned them really about the same. So I had chosen one option, leaving the other one, but when I started moving ahead, I thought that the other option was also somewhat similar to what I have made the choice today, and both that morning equally lay. So in that particular moment, that life had given me an equal opportunity to choose between the two options, and in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. And that is why the poet is saying that life had given me an equal opportunity to choose between the two options, and I had finally made my choice. I knew that once I have started my walking on this path, that path will lead to another path, and then one more road will come, and then I'll again make a choice, and it will lead to from one road to another. To come back to that particular moment where I was given my first choice will be very, very difficult. I shall be telling this with a sigh, and finally, in my last years, when I have grown old enough and all the options I have used, and I have finally made a life out of me, I will definitely think about this moment with a sigh of happiness or a sigh of sadness, depends on the choice that we have made. And somewhere ages and ages after, I will definitely think about these two roads, these two options that the life had given me, and I took the one less traveled, and I took the option that was best suitable for me, and that has made all the difference. So no luck, no other factor has made any difference compared to the amount of difference this particular choice has made in my life. So ultimately, whatever I am today is because of the choice that I had made ages and ages back. So children, the message that is given through this poem, I hope it is clear to you. Ultimately, whatever we are today is because of the past choices that we have made, right from the decision of your parents that they made of getting you admitted to a particular school, then helping you out in choosing your subjects, and then helping you out to choose your college, and then you making your own decisions. Ultimately, your life is all about the choices you have made till now. So the poet tries to give a very important message, which is whatever choice you make, before that think about it with all the pros and cons, and just don't take an option because it is looking very nice, because it can have some other effects on your life in future. So whatever choice you make, think about it very carefully, and because ultimately it is going to make all the difference. So it is going to make you or break you. So whatever choice you make, think about it very carefully, and then try to walk on that road, because you cannot come back to that particular option which made you choose between the two fields. Okay, so that is why it's very, very important, and it's a very beautiful poem. I always tell my children that whenever you read any poem, try to understand the literal as well as the metaphorical meaning of that particular poem, because every poem that is written, it's all about the emotions, and definitely in our life we can relate to emotions. That is why this poem is very close to my heart, as I also feel that my life is also all about the choices that I have made. I am a teacher because of the choice that I had made. Okay, so till then I hope you have understood this poem the way I wanted you to understand. If you have any doubts, kindly contact me by writing your doubts in the comments section, and I will definitely try to clear your doubts. Till then, take care.